Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Sabrina Celeste. Today I want to talk about manifesting during times of desperation. I think pretty much everyone has been in a place, at least I have, where I needed something like money for rent and I was desperate for it. Now, I've been studying metaphysics for about 45 years and I've been teaching it for quite a long time. But I still have much to learn. And I have to tell you that nothing forces you to pull those tools that you've learned about, manifestation and law of attraction out of your law of attraction toolbox like a situation of desperation. Okay, I'll give you an example. I have many stories, but I'll share this story with you. And then I want to share another story with you. After my divorce, my young son and I were living in an apartment. Well, I had 3 part-time jobs and I was struggling. So every month I would fall short on my rent, very short on my rent. But knowing what I knew, I would write a check out every month, no matter what, for the amount of the rent. And on the bottom of the check, I would write, "Thank you." And then I would walk around outside and I would thank God and the universe for the roof over my head, for the food that I had, to eat, for giving me a place to live, and knowing that I've never been brought to a place and not been, taken care of, that I've always had my needs met, right? And then I would take that check and I would stick it in a drawer and I'd forget about it. Because the word thank you, when resonated with the genuine feeling of being grateful, is probably the most powerful 2 words. That word and that feeling is the most powerful tool for manifesting. And I have to tell you that every month, without a doubt, and this is the truth, this is a true story, every month I would somehow have the rent in my checking account and I would be able to pay rent. Now, is that a coincidence? How could I have done that so many times? Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I do love some of the teachings of Jesus Christ. Not some, I love all the teachings, actually. Jesus was an amazing, person who walked this earth and tried, I believe, to teach us many things, mostly that we could do those works and even greater works if we had the faith, right? But so many people don't have that faith. And I do think that faith requires practice. That's the one thing that really maybe we weren't taught growing up, is that anything that you want to get good at, you have to practice doing, right? So when your energy is perfectly aligned with that in which you want to manifest and create, you will see that thing. You will have that. Now, working as an EFT practitioner and, a psychic medium, I have run across many clients who they want something or someone and they are very insistent upon having that very thing or person. And I like to tell them this, and I'll tell you this if you're like that. You could be, yes, we all want love. We all want a happy relationship. We all want a nice home to live in, a job, or whatever it is, just the basic needs. And that, we all deserve as children of God. But some people are just insistent. I have to have this. I have to have that person. I have to have, and if you do that, you are going to short yourself from anything. In other words, you could be literally just asking the universe for a McDonald land, and the universe is saying, okay, if that's what you want, but I was going to give you Disney World. So you need to know what it is you want to manifest. You need to spend time in gratitude and feeling the feeling as though you already have that. And then you need to stay out of the results. You need to let go. You need to let go of the how and the when. And I promise you, if you stay out of that, that part, you're going to be, you deserve your highest and best. So why wouldn't you get your highest and best, right? Anyway, I wanted to share another little story with you. This is a story by Florence Scovel Shinn, and Florence lived back in the 1800s, and she wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. So here it goes. It goes something like this. All right, picture this. There's a woman, let's call her Eleanor. Eleanor's been struggling for years, barely making ends meet. She's exhausted, she's worried. She feels like she's been fighting an invisible force that just keeps her stuck. Has anyone ever felt like that? I know I have. Well, one day, a friend hands her a little book. It's a metaphysical book. Something about the power of words and the unseen forces shaping her life. Well, Eleanor was very skeptical, but she was desperate. So she started reading this book. Then one phrase kind of just jumped out at her. This phrase is, man can change his conditions by changing his words. Is that possible? I mean, I've manifested in some of the most desperate times of my life. Well, Eleanor kind of scoffed at first, and she said, well, how can my words actually change my situation? I need money, not fancy affirmations. But something in her gut told her to just give it a try, right? You just gotta try. If something's not working, then you gotta try something else. Well, she stopped saying, I'm broke. And she started saying, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. She stopped complaining about bills and started blessing them and everything she had. She walked around her tiny apartment, speaking as though she was already in abundance, right? We feel the feeling as though we already have it. I have all that I need. The universe provides for me in perfect ways. And she just started to become grateful for everything. And then, of course, strange things started happening, but not so strange, really. She began to get job offers. She got a job offer for one that she didn't even apply for. A debt that she thought she owed suddenly cleared up. That happened to me. A long-lost relative sends her a letter, including a check. Now, some might call that a coincidence. But Eleanor, being as skeptical as Eleanor was, she knew better. That couldn't have been a coincidence. She realizes she's been playing the wrong game all along. She had been affirming lack, and so guess what? Life kept giving her more lack. But when she shifted that, and she shifted her attitude in those words, her vibration changed, and so did the world around her. The world responds to our energy. The world doesn't respond to words and thoughts, but responds to how we feel.